Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Shahila and now I want to review material of Theory of Culture in chapter 8. Let's see the material. In chapter 8 is about culture, structure, and agency. 3 attempts at synthesis. In this chapter discuss about the relationship between system of meaning and human action has long been a theme in cultural theory. 3 other efforts are bridge building by Pierre Bourdieu, Anthony Giddens, and Norbert Elias. The first 2 of these scholars debate between micro and macro. Elias' major work was completed, rediscovered, and proposed as a potential solution to problems in social theory. First is Pierre Bourdieu. The French sociologist Pierre Bourdieu is arguably the most important figure in culture theory and culture research today. With Bourdieu, there is something for nearly everyone. His work attempts to synthesize micro and macro levels of analysis. He draws upon the critical sociologies of Marx and Weber, but in non-doctrinaire way. He has developed both abstract theoretical models and conduct detailed middle-range empirical studies. His empirical work cuts over a number of fields and disciplines, thereby maximizing his potential audience. He has developed a number of concepts which are both intellectually compelling and widely transposable to various research areas. Reflexive sociology. From the perspective of the outsider, it was logical to try construct abstract map symbol system and to develop ideas about social roles. Bourdieu argues that such understandings neglect the role of agency and practical action in social life, especially questions of strategy and subjective emotions like honor and shame. Habitus. The fruit of Bourdieu's own reflexive sociology was a shift of analytic focus away from both structure and subjective experience toward social practice. He understands practice as reflective and reproducing both objective social relations and subjective interpretation of the world. Central to this move is the idea of habitus. Bourdieu stressed that habitus is closely linked to unconscious or non-reflexive activity. Cultural capital. Broadly speaking, there are 3 kinds of capital at play in society that determine social power and social inequality. Economical capital describes financial resource. Social capital is all about who you know. Bourdieu sees cultural capital as dimension of a broad habitus and therefore as reflecting the social location of its possessor. The defining twist in Bourdieu's theory is his claim that cultural capital makes a difference and helps to perpetuate social deviance and inequalities. Bourdieu argues that elite groups define what is acceptable or valued cultural capital and what is devalued. Central to the process by which cultural capital and habitus assist in social reproduction are institutions like schools and gatekeeping mechanisms like school exams. Fields. The concept of the field is central to Bourdieu's model of complex societies. According to Bourdieu, there are domains of social life such as the arts, industry, the law, medicine, politics, and so on. Within each of these fields, actors are struggling for power and status. He points to struggles between individuals for control of a field, struggles between styles of work or intellectual approach, struggles between the disciplines and faculties. Second is Anthony Giddens. Anthony Giddens' theory of structuration is widely held to present one of the most influential efforts to overcome the division of micro and macro through an appreciation of the role of culture in social life. At the core of Giddens' vision is a model of the active and creative human subject, and he argues vigorously against the view that humans are the means constrained by rules and external structures. Modernity, self-identity, and risk. In the 1990s, Giddens moved away from the advocacy of structuration theory toward an interest in contemporary social change and its impact on the self. In Modernity and Self-Identity, he argues that we have moved into a post-traditional order in which doubt and choice surround us. The overall picture here is a rather positive one of people actively making use of cultural resource in order to cultivate the self and attain some kind of self-actualization. Gina focuses on the ways that an awareness of biographical risk had led actors to transform and work on the self. And the last is Norbert Elias. Like Bourdieu and Giddens, Norbert Elias sees the self as a key tool for the arising agency in cultural theory. In his major work, The Civilizing Process, Elias looked at books on manners and etiquette from the past several centuries, paying particular attention to more animal and biological functions like eating, defecating, burping, and farting. Elias identified a trend in which more and more things came to be seen as distasteful and rude. A distinctive feature of Elias' work is that he provides a strongly sociological account of the rise of the new self, linking it to state formation process. What Elias' story suggests is that human agency has slowly changed over the centuries, whereas it used to be propelled by instinct and visceral emotions. And it is the material of the last of material. Empirical work influenced by Bourdieu, Giddens, and Elias. While Bourdieu's theoretical work has yet to be wholeheartedly embraced, there can be little doubt that he has been the most successful of the three theories in sparking mid-range empirical inquiries into culture and society. While Elias' reputation has grown since the 1916s, the volume of work influenced by his theories remains far below that of Bourdieu. Nevertheless, his work has extended and influence in two main areas, especially in Europe. Giddens' influence has also been mixed. Although he is regarded by many as a figurehead for the discipline, his ideas seem to have generated more abstract theoretical debate than empirical application. I think that's all from me after I read the chapter 8, and thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.